Motorcycle accident cases are different from your standard vehicular accident in one of two ways. I always talk about my cases in terms of either liability or damages. So speaking about liability, for example, motorcycle accidents. Motorcycles are splitting lanes, they're oftentimes speeding, the majority of which are operating their bike safely. But in Los Angeles, in California, we see it all the time on the freeway, motorcycles zipping through traffic, splitting lanes, which is actually legal. You can do that. Most people think that is an illegal practice, but in reality, it's not. But it still requires one to do that safely. So the difficulty for us is if somebody is lane splitting, for example, on the motorcycle, are they doing it safely? It's a very fact-specific argument. And oftentimes what happens is a client will say, I was riding my bike safely, I wasn't speeding, I wasn't weaving and bobbing through traffic, and then a dash cam footage will pop up, which will negate what a potential client might be telling us, and that may affect one's credibility. The other way motorcycle accident cases are different is motorcycles are very vulnerable, and their operators are very vulnerable to injury. They don't have the exoskeleton of a vehicle protecting them. So when they're doing 35, 40, 50, 60, 65 miles an hour on the highway and they get hit, even though it's a low-speed impact, they go flying. And it's really upon the motorcycle operator himself or herself to wear protective gear and helmets. But more often than not, people are in jeans, t-shirts, in regular clothing. So in the low-speed vehicle accident realm, that may end up in a more minor injury. They're referred to as missed cases, minor injury, soft tissue. You get into a rear ender with another vehicle. If it's low speed, injuries aren't typically as severe. They're referred to as, like I said, missed cases, minor injury, soft tissue. But on a motorcycle or a bicycle, you can get clipped at 1 mile an hour. You go flying. If you're not wearing the right protective gear, you're going to be pretty badly hurt and bruised up, which brings up another argument with the defense lawyers is, why aren't you wearing protective gear? So the issues with motorcycles and bicycles really is different, and the analysis is different because arguments of comparative fault come into attack damages. So it's, we like to get involved to help mitigate those types of arguments from the get-go.